Hello everyone, my name is Lancel90 and welcome back to Let's Play Major Minor. Chapter 2 came out a while ago. I've just been so busy with so many games and work that I've just never had a chance to get around to it, so I think Chapter 3 is actually out, but we're going to get through Chapter 2 at least tonight. Okay, they didn't fix the background music issue. It still only goes up by 20%. At first it sounded like it was going to be quiet enough because they changed the main theme song, but it's still not quiet enough. So, let's get ourselves the one I used last time going in the background here. There we go. It's disappointing because they put a lot of work into the music and stuff, but they can't adjust the settings from 20%. It needs to be like 5% for recording at least. So anyway, we're going to get through Chapter 2 today. If you been following me on other websites like For Affinity or Facebook, you'll know that I got my persona into the game now, but I don't think she'll be around for quite some time. I opened up a new game to see if see what kind of changes happened before when the first update came out, and I got stuck at the screen got frozen. I couldn't get past it, and then I just didn't have time to play it any further than that. So we'll just go back to our first one. I don't know what that RPG character there is for. They must not have been able to replace the sprite for the game. I'm trying to remember where exactly we are. The news we heard last night was, or the last time, was that Clace died. So I don't know if it's jumping because of a weird issue, or if we are supposed to be seeing this right now. Oh, okay. It's like not at the exact end of where we were, so let's just skip ahead. Let's just skip through this. I'm not sure the reporter was actually on screen last time. I think he got added in recently. Okay, so now we might be to new stuff. Yep. An earlier time, in the throne room of Valaquez, the immortal king. Let's try to figure out how to say his name. I said Valaquez before, but I can't really think of another way to say it, so Valaquez, this recent report, history repeats itself, is that not what they say? We fail to learn from our mistakes and repeat them in ignorance. in the Mayan. It's going to be so much better when Sam's in the game and I can just say Samantha instead of these crazy names. In the Mayan. I cannot say, my lord, I live but a mortal life and I am prone to mortal mistakes. I have not the wisdom gained through millennia that you are lucky enough to hold. Were it a statement, I would agree, but you pose a question that I have no right to answer. I am sorry, my king. There was no need to apologize. I was simply thinking aloud, although it does relate to this Lord player. He's gaining quite the following, rightly so. A man as charismatic as him would be able to bend anyone to their will, no matter how foolish the cause. And what a foolish cause it is. Last time somebody sought to sever Terra's link to the other worlds, the only thing that was severed was their head. I gotta open my window, it's warm in here. Alright. Just a joke, of course. Though in hindsight, it may have been the wrong thing to say in the presence of an assassin. How is your protege coming on? You mean Conrad? I sense that he is conflicted. That he sometimes thinks what we do is too harsh or wrong. But I was the same. I urge you to give it time. He will become someone you can rely on in any situation, I promise. Very well, I trust that Conrad and yourself will expose Lord Player for the fraud that he is and secure my re-election. Of course, my lord. Though that is not why I called you here today, Endymion. There is a matter of much greater import at hand. Something wrong, my lord? No, in fact, it is the opposite. The reason why I have opened Terra to so many off-worlders is very specific. Though ruffians such as Lord Player would disagree with my methods, I can say that I would as well had I not known the truth. The truth? The reason I opened our borders to all was not to welcome all this immigration, but to welcome one specific person instead. A person that I like to call the Savior. Savior? Yes, I opened up our borders in the hopes that one day they might wander in. But so far they have not come. And what might we need saving from? It cannot be a lack of resources like Lord Player cites in his speeches. Indeed it is not, but unfortunately I am unable to say. My lips are sealed. I will welcome your help, however. Something that may expedite the arrival has come to my attention. I am all ears, my lord. My sources inform me that the savior I am looking for is on a planet called Earth, one I've never heard of before. The reason why the savior has not come is because Earth is not linked to any other planet. It is an untouched world. Such a thing exists only when you have something to hide, or in this case, something to shelter. How could I help? It seems like this planet Earth is beyond everyone's reach. Not just my own, King Velasquez. Gladly, that is not the case. The very same source has provided me with a means to retrieve our savior from Earth. Retrieve, my lord? Yes, like a thief in the night. This task will fall solely to you. There is no one else I can trust with this. I am honored. What must be done? I must perform a ritual. I remain frozen in fear. Watch in horror as the TV display destroys a gruesome image of a body bag being loaded into an ambulance. It drives away with its siren wailing. That means no, it can't be. It just can't. Suddenly everything seems to come crashing down. There'll be no more of our world tour. Would be sent back home? Become some sort of media hotshots? Killer's jaw appears as if it's almost inches away from the floor. His facial expression shows that he's fighting off tears with fervent effort. But it seems to be unable to form a coherent sentence. I reach out to comfort him, and I can't move. I know this feeling by now. I've experienced it several times today. On the trade night here, I'm about to be visited by him. It's an interesting thing, isn't it? The frailty of life, yet the strength of death. One might wish that it were on the other way around. To see someone who is supposed to be the center of your world fall like a fly. No one is above death, no one is below life. I've had enough of his cryptic speeches. I deserve some answers, and I make that very clear. I find that since he appeared, my ability to move and speak has been returned to me. You want answers? What is an answer exactly but a doorway to open yourself to more questions? Now he's just getting pretentious, but I sense some nervousness. Is he worried about something? I sense he's delaying. Well, I did promise you answers, but I cannot suspend this place for long. Please come with me to the Ark. Suspend? You'll have to grab my hand. I cannot do this without a connection. What about the first time? I spent a moment thinking before acting. Come on now, grab my hand. If the suspension ends, it'll be very unpleasant for your body. You may die. And grab his hand, I guess. Reach out and grab his hand. I had no idea what he was planning, but he did earn some semblance of trust from me. He's been a guiding hand thus far, and to give me a power like he implied he did, he had to trust me as well. He gave me a power? I didn't catch that. I thought he was using his own power to suspend time or whatever. This may hurt a little bit. He smirks at me as he smacks his fingers, this time using his free hand. And then we're in the arc, just like that. First and foremost, allow me to apologize. I feel as though things may have moved a little fast for you in the last few minutes. This is a normal feeling. Furthermore, I'd like to talk about the arc. I feel as though you may have been waiting a while to see me again. Or perhaps our second meeting came quicker than you hoped, or realized it would. Time flows differently for each individual. Either way, I welcome you here once more. A place where you can take a moment to collect yourself. Only a select few people are allowed to enter here. Those I trust not only with my life, but the lives of many. And you are the very first to come here in a very, very long time. So you are free to relax. No danger will befall you as long as you are by my side. He edges closer to me as if to emphasize that his proximity guarantees my safety. It's about these answers you requested. I'm willing to provide you with them, but I'm only willing to answer one of your questions. I'm afraid there are more important matters at hand. I ask that you think carefully. This is a rare occasion where I grant you full transparency. After what you just experienced might deserve that much, the fate of Clays will soon be the least of your worries. The least of my worries? I feel like that's an insult to someone who just lost their life. But it's probably not wise to vocally contest with this man. I wonder what I should ask him. With only one question, that's hardly fair. There was a veritable mountain of them in my mind. I've experienced several things today that fell into the realm of the supernatural. You can't possibly expect me to find closure with only one question, unless the ability to bend the reality to my will. He's testing me. There had to be a way to get all the answers out of him at once, while only asking him one question in the end, if this power was true. There must be something I could do. Press F5 to soft reset and return to the title screen. I wonder what was something wrong. Was that just like an instruction of like something you can do? I don't know if I should be reading this for if there's anything different. Oops. Come on now, they need to be more specific. If that was just a tutorial kind of pop-up, that should have said so. Oh, jeez. I can't believe they do that. Someone mentioned something about the soft reset. That confused them, and now I see why. Why would you do that? It should have been like, at any time you may press the F5 key to return to the main menu. No progress will be saved, and you'll be at the last save point. Be careful not to tap through too fast, although I think it's on, I think the pop-up defaults to the position that I selected last time, so. Oh, so I guess it's just saying you can do that and go back and get the other, ask the other question. Oh, you could press freaking space to learn more about it. You shouldn't do that though. You should just have an entire explanation right there. This is useful for exploring immediate branches. So you just go through and do all these again and again. I don't know if I want to spend time doing that. What is the act? Who are you exactly? More about this power. What would make the most sense to ask in this situation? Knowing who he is isn't too important. If all I would get was a name. The power is sort of important. The Medite deaths technically should have ceased if they killed Clays, because that seemed to be the full target. So I guess what is the arc makes the most sense what the arc is. I mean, that's the initial thing that popped into my mind the first time I was here. A better understanding of this place might make it less weird. Interesting choice, though I'm not sure what to say. Hard to explain in a way you'd understand. Don't mean to belittle your intelligence, it just won't be just be a very foreign concept. Takes a few minutes to think. Is it really that hard to explain? I'll look around much more and decide that yes, it probably is. I appear to be frozen in space, yet I'm able to hear, move, and speak. I'm also able to breathe. This is indeed an impossibility with my current knowledge of the universe. There is more to Earth than you realize, or the rest of the planets for that matter. Your current understanding of physical space is that no two things can exist in the same spot at the same time. Well, quantum mechanics might beg to differ. So it would seem odd to tell you that there is another world existing in the same physical spot as Earth. It's right here in front of you, out of your reach at the same time. But it's not just one world that seems the same. Physical space is Earth. There's also an infinite number of astral planes. Some of those planes are empty. The Ark is one such plane, the closest that I'm able to access on my own. So, again, this is kind of quantum mechanics stuff, string theory, multiverse theory, except they're not calling it that, they're calling them planes instead of other universes. Rick and Morty stuff, basically. Every plane existence has laws of their own. They all work in different ways. Their flow of time is also different. The Ark exists in a place where breathing, walking, and talking are possible in a space such as this. It's simple, really. Simple, huh? There's one thing that makes the Ark incredibly special. It's the flow of time is nil, non-existent. Time moves rather fast on Earth. To come to a place such as this where time must stand still, you'd be near immortal. That's why I've chosen to make this place my base of operations. I will have all the time in the world to achieve my goal. Then I'm kind of bound here, but that does not touch on your question. I'm afraid that's all the time I have. I hope you are satisfied with both the question you asked and the answer received. Truthfully, it was a little much to take in, but in spite of recent events, instead of fear and anxiety, I feel calm and relaxed. Like the first time I was here, something about his presence. Now that I've answered your question, we'll have to discuss the real issue here. The reason why I keep appearing and bringing you to the Ark is simple. Someone from another world is trying to take you for themselves, by means of an ominous ritual. I believe they want you because of the power I have imbued you with. I think they were able to sense that you have it. Each time they tried to pull you over, I've intercepted and brought you here instead. It's quite a nuisance. I've even gone so far as to send them some random Earthlings, and it takes a lot of power to bring you here after all. I need to resort to other methods of foiling the ritual while recharging my ability. Until I know exactly why they want you, it is in my best interest to not let you fall into their grasp. Understand? Barely. If you were to be indoctrinated to using this power for the wrong reasons, it could throw the universe into disarray. Not be the first time this has happened. I'd rather the last time it happened truly to be the last. That makes more sense. He takes a look at his surroundings, and I see a hint of regret and remorse on his face. But the more I interrupt the ritual, the more I realize I'll never be able to ascertain their intent. That is why this time I'm choosing to let them succeed. I wanted to keep you on Earth for observation purposes, but I now know that it will no longer be possible. This will likely be the first of many worlds that tries to pull you into their affairs. Many will want to use this power, but you must hope that they want to use it for good reasons. There are those who would seek it with nefarious intent. Perhaps after helping this world, we can do good for other worlds as well. Wait, he's sending me to another world just like that? That's not right. Am I even able to survive on another planet? His explanation only puts more questions in my head. Don't worry, I will do my best to watch over you. If anything traumatic happens, you'll be instantaneously brought to me. Remember that you are cared for. I will not let any harm befall you. I consider you a ray of hope, my agent of fate. Oh, a word, he snaps his fingers loudly. I feel a rush of inertia. I wonder if there's sound effects in the game right now for stuff that'd be happening. I just had to mute the audio. It's way too loud for Let's Plays. This isn't right. Nothing about this is right. For the first time since I arrived in Tokyo, I feel like I'm starting to lose my cool. The place was dead. I was cursed with the power I didn't ask for. Power that can either make me salvation or destruction of every fathomable reality. This was before I could continue. My entire body was seized by pain, much like the first time I was here. When I try to focus on my breathing, I find that even the ability to breathe is being hindered by pain. It feels like a paper cut. But on every fiber of my being torn apart at a level below molecular. And shortly after, I feel nothing. Oops, sorry about my mic. I find myself in a forest. I'm quickly thrown against a nearby tree, as if I was traveling at an incredible speed and was unable to slow down in time. I land on the ground and grip my head, groaning in pain. The pain harshly radiates with my heartbeat. Here beat. Okay, I'll have to report that somehow. Let's see, F12. My here beat. Suffice to say that it was not a good thing, as my heart rate had increased substantially. Feels like an eternity before my heart returns to a normal pace and the pain subsides enough for me to become lucid again. Quickly examine my surroundings and take in what I can. For a first few moments, I feel as if everything is moving at incredibly fast speed. Leaves swaying in the wind, looking more like they were in the midst of a hurricane, but my perception of time quickly returns to normal. That was odd. Like when you look at a clock and the second hand seems much faster for the first few moments. A very peculiar sensation. I take a few steps around, but it seems as if my ability to balance on my own 2 feet is non-existent. I quickly stumble over and brace myself using a nearby tree. What the hell is going on? I feel worse than the day after a New Year's party. I slide down to my knees and embrace the tree, being the only thing between me and a face full of foliage. I start to wonder just where I am. First thing that pops into my mind is exactly where I'm not. Earth. Anxiety over the fact completely overpowers any semblance of curiosity I would have otherwise had. But my inability to move properly renders me useless. I sulk in some sort of otherworldly homesickness in the soil of some foreign planet. Instead of something traumatic happens, I'll be brought back. But what if that doesn't happen? Will I be stuck here forever? Will I ever see Earth again? What about the aftermath of Clace's death? I don't feel like these are at the top of the list of things I want to experience. But it was my right to experience them. I feel like this arc had robbed me blind of my future. Will I ever see freedom? What if I don't want this power? I never really had any say as to whether or not I wanted to help that man. I was simply forced to. What else would I be forced to do? Will I ever truly be myself again? You'll get back to where you came from. Huh? I know what it's like to be far from home, and perhaps this is the farthest you'll ever be. But you'll get back, I know it. He kneels down beside me and wraps an arm around me. He rests his paw under my arm and lifts me up slowly. Very easy to lose your way when the paths of others are put before you. He holds me up and I limp alongside him as he takes a few steps ahead. Who is this? Is this the guy who is conducting the ritual? If so, I definitely don't sense any nefarious intent. Seems very wise. He's put me at ease. Just like the man at the Ark. I feel as though it was my desperation that brought you here. Perhaps some of that desperation found its way to you. If that is so, then I apologize. Your burden should be yours alone to carry. The journey to bring you to Terra was not an easy one to complete. It was a road paved with failure and compromise. Terra? Is that where I am? Conrad, it worked. Is that so? How can you tell? It's not like we had an artist's depiction. I know this is the one. And how do you know that, Demayan? I can feel it. Please trust me. Alright, I'll play along. King Veloquez will be very pleased. I feel like I'm finally able to stand on my own. I gently push aside this Indamayan in a... I don't know what to say. In a polite manner. I explain my situation. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know who they are. I don't know who this king is he spoke of. I need to know. Very well, you deserve an explanation. At least the best as I am able to provide. They structure their sentences kind of strange. They work, but it's like not the first way that I would construct a sentence using the same words. This is Terra. It's a world that has known peace for as long as I can remember. That's another one. It should be like... I don't know. The reign of the immortal King Veloquez has ensured that Terra remains one of the safest places in the universe to live. But unfortunately, that means we see more and more off-worlders looking to take advantage of our charity and hospitality. Back it up a second. Immortal King? Yeah, he must have ventured all over the universe in order to find a world with the flow of time most appropriate for his goals. Immortality doesn't seem like something I'd ever want to have personally, but he's able to get a lot of stuff done. Flow between worlds is never the same. The majority of worlds are very close to being in sync, however. If you're lucky enough to find a world where flow of time is drastically different, well, you either live forever or die of old age in an instant. Something interesting to think about. Which we already know from the arc being frozen in time. What Indy is trying to say is that it's a good thing you're not a skeleton at this point in time. But I guess for some people, a shorter lifespan is a fair trade for life on a world free of war and strife. That's why world travel is a risk for many. So you don't jump in time yourself. You go into the body of you in that dimension. That's what it sounds like they're saying, because by the fact that they said you could jump into the body of a skeleton. Fortunately for you, everything seems to be in sync. Same with those that were pulled over instead of you. Although this time period seems to be a medieval time, so I don't know why we would be alive in a medieval time period. Polar instead of me. This was not the first time we attempted to bring you in here. There were many failures before this success. King Veloquez was very adamant in his stance that we performed this ritual at the same time every day without pause. Same time every day, huh? Those that we brought... Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Those that were brought over weren't the target. We were handed over to a local lord for proper immigration into Terra. Indamayan is leaving out the part where that same lord is the one who apparently has a seething hatred for all immigrants. Conrad, don't be so daft. Either way, the others that we brought here are now in possession of Lord Player, a local running for mayor. But mayor is a step below king. Veloquez seems Player as a threat to his position on the throne. Enter us. We're part of the reason why Terra has known peace for so long. Private unit funded by Veloquez to do his, well, I guess you'd call it dirty work. But such a connection must never be publicly made, Conrad, remember? Seems that he's annoyed. Yeah. Either way, we're in the Assassin's Guild. Guild with only 2 members, student and teacher. I'm the student, of course. Veloquez has ordered us to initiate into a smear campaign against Lord Player, to ensure he loses. Someone new to the throne could completely throw Terra into disarray. Veloquez is perfectly good where he is right now. But Player's gaining a lot of traction with those that have a hatred for immigrants. This is a growing number. Wait, back up a second. Elections, immigration, smear campaigns. Am I sure I'm not on Earth right now? Suddenly these two don't seem as trustworthy as I initially thought. Snap judgments. I feel like I've heard enough about the state of this world and political affairs. I think I need to let them know what I actually want to hear. Like, why was I brought here? They still have questions. We still have a long way to go. Follow us, we'll explain what we can on the way. If the walking is too much, we can stop to rest in a nearby town. Oh, now we're starting chapter 2? That was all between chapters? Hope we don't have too much ahead of us. Did I do the last video in one whole part, or did I break it down? I think think I broke it down. So I'm going to end the episode here. I hope you all enjoyed, and have a good day.